Hey YouTube, how's it going? So two more models for you. These are two of my Zoanthropes. Currently have three fully finished, fully painted, but the other one's all boxed up at the moment. He hasn't come back from the big apocalypse game. He was packed away separately to these two fellas. But yeah, this is 2 out of 3 of my choir of Zoanthropes. And again, lovely looking models. I think I can say that for pretty much everything in the Tyranid lists. It's getting to be something of a motto. Let's readjust the light in there a bit. So, bleach bone, dry brushes of white, feathers up through the carapace in the purples, same as pretty much normal. What I have done with my Zoanthropes is each of them have different coloured wash on the brains. So I've got the green, I've got the blue. The other Zoanthrope that's not here is the red. I suppose you call him the Red Power Ranger, the red member of the Rainbow Thropes, whatever you want to call him. But yeah, handy little bits of kit on the field. Very good against armour because one of their psychic powers is strength 10 AP1 lance. So phenomenal for busting tanks open. Have the 3-up invulnerable save, so you've got a 50-50 chance of keeping them in one piece. Not very tough, so they can be insta-jibbed quite easily by things like las cannons and the like, which is a little bit irritating when it happens. My current project, I say current project, it's because it's quick and it's easy and it's something I can do in maybe a night and a half. I have 3 more to get painted. So what I'm actually going to do for you now, guys, which is going to be a first for me, is I'm going to take a video of each stage of the painting between this and this. So at the moment it's just had its base coat. All I've done with this is I have spray painted it skeleton bone, which is exactly the same as bleach bone from Games Workshop. It's spray paint from a can by a company called the Army Painter. If you look it up, you'll be able to find it. I get mine from a website, totalwargamer.co.uk. It's just so much easier with the the size of the Nid Swarm to just spray it with the base coat and go up from there. The other handy thing is it works as a primer, so this has been sprayed over base metal. It's not had anything like the Games Workshop Skull White had to go underneath. Straight on, and I can go straight up from there. So if I was painting this by hand, like I had to do with the original Little Devil, the first stage would be Games Workshop White, and then base coat pretty much the entire model. Obviously the carapace doesn't need doing, but the entire model in bleach bone. The next step that I'm going to do is into all of the little nooks, crannies, holes, recesses in the ribs, the detailing down the head. I'm going to put in the Leviathan purple that you can see here. You might even be able to see some of the, see if I can bring the focus. No, it's not going to focus there. All up the sides here into the ribs. I'm going to put in the Leviathan purple wash, and at the same time I'm going to put black base coat across all the carapace. So let's do that now and show you what it comes out like. Okay, so I know I said I was going to do the Leviathan wash and then black out the carapace, but what I forgot was the white dry brushing. I'm always saying that I put that little white dry brush to get the highlights on. Now again, in this camera, in this video, you can't see it very well, so what I've done here, I've popped the Leviathan in like I said I was going to do. I've also washed in the brains. These 3 Zoanthropes, to complete the colours of washes, I've gone for Griffin Sapir in this one, Leviathan purple in the one there, and Ogrid flesh in this one at the back to complement the green, red and blue ones that I already have. The reason I've done the dry brushing before the black carapace is if you happen to go over the carapace and catch it with the dry brush, the white shows up quite a bit. It's an easy fix, but it's annoying having to fix anything. So Leviathan purple wash, washes into the brains, a little bit of Badab black onto the teeth, so it just sinks into the recesses but the bones of the teeth still show through. and once everything's all dried and sorted, I'm going to now actually black out the carapace, the vents and the spines and the talons, and that also goes for the little stump of capillary tower coming through the bottom there. So let's do that now and then show you what he looks like from there. Okay, so blacked out the carapaces and the stalks at the bottom coming out, tips of the tails, the claws and the little chest plates there. So what I also did, just because I have it on most of my models, there's a little bit of piping that runs from the Zoanthropes chest up to plugging into the points in their head. I do those as hawk turquoise just because it's a nice little point colour to have on there. But anyway, the next point to do in these is a bit of the feathering of the carapace, and at the same time as doing these I'm going to do the claws and the tail as well. So the first layers that are going to go on is for the carapace sections, the chest plates, the spikes on the base, and the vents and the back plate is going to be straight leech purple, and for the tip of the tail and the claws I'm going to do a layer of mechrite red. So I'm going to feather it on, leaving a gap between the edge of each plate, a little way back for the black, and then start the leech purple going up. A little bit of light feathering so it gets a gradual fade effect. So first layer for that, and on the claws again leaving a bit of black at the back, about 3/4 of the way down start a feathered layer of mechrite red. So next bit down, let's show you that. Okay, so changing down to one model so it's easier for you to see really. So Leviathan purple up the stem on the base. Now I do these the same sort of colour scheme as the nids, purely because if it's the world being digested by this hive, in my mind the capillary towers and the spores would bear the same sort of colours and markings. So yeah, purpled up there. You can see the reds on the claws, purpled on the chest. And that's the first layer of feathering. And the idea of feathering is very simple. You just dab on with the tip of the brush and it gives that lovely feathered edge to the line of paint. It's a quick, cheap alternative, well, I say cheap, cheating alternative way to blending really. And then down the back here. Then each time you go up a shade, up a colour, you just draw it back from the edge of what you've done. So the next one that I'm going to do is a layer of warlock purple, a little way back from the leech here, across the crests, the back and here, and then blood red, a little way back from the mechrite then. With the blood red on, that's the claws finished, and then after the warlock purple, all that leaves is a tiny bit of feathering on the very outside edges of the plates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that all in one go, and then once that's done, show you that. Here we go. And so there's the zoanthrope with all the feathering done. So the carapace goes back to that lovely light purple with those little ridges of grey just on the edges marking the borderlines between them, up to a lighter red across the claws, all done in the back and on the stem at the bottom. And as the finishing touches to my models, I have them based on a desert sort of scene. So I'm going to now sand the base and then dip it in PVA to seal it, and I'm also going to cover the carapace in gloss varnish to give it that lovely sort of beetle effect look. And then that's these zoanthrope all done, all ready to whack on the board and lance a few tanks in the backside, which will be fun. And so the finished product, guys, 3 in one choir over here, 3 in one choir over at the back, and my Doom of Malantai conversion in the middle there. Anyway, thanks for watching this one, guys. I realise it's probably one of the longest ones that I've done, but let me know what you think. Drop some comments in the box, and subscribe if you like, and yeah, otherwise have fun, stay safe, and enjoy the games. Chat to you later, guys. Bye.